Garrett's Game. We are a podcast and video series that talks about board games. Usually on Sundays, we drop our audio podcast, which is a long-running podcast, almost 20 years and over 1,000 episodes. And we have a video series now where we talk about board games, usually a single board game, or as you've seen in the last couple episodes, Spiel des Jahres, Kenner Spiel des Jahres winners, etc. And so, we hope you're tuning in for that. Those drop on Tuesdays, as you're finding out here. Before we move on, remember, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and do all of those things. My name is Doug.
My name's Shelley.
This week we're talking about Ofrenda. It is from Orlando Sa and Andrea Santos for 1 to 4 players, plays in about 60 minutes, and it is a game about showing your connection to your relatives who have passed on. This is the Mexican tradition of making a shrine, if you will, to people who have passed, who are important in your lives. And so you're going to be doing that. You're going to be creating these tableaus. We have these boards that have 12 different spots on them. Okay, 3 and then 4 and then 5 slots for cards, and then we have the holes are there so you can just easily pick up the cards. By the way, they've thought about this a lot.
Well, the indentions are pretty cool.
Yeah,
too.
The indentions, and then along with that we have these little wooden marigolds, which you can use to when you're doing your card drafting and such, and you have as well little candles. Of course, you're going to be lighting your candles. And of course, the picture frames of
your
the people
relatives, right?
who are the relatives who you're putting in the 12 spots. Plays over 12 rounds. And so let's see what Ofrenda is all about. So the first thing I have to say about Ofrenda, it is very well designed. As Shelley was showing and as we were intimating with these player boards, you have these nice indents for the places that you're going to be placing the cards, which are the pictures of your relatives. You have spots where the various candles and marigolds can fit on the board. And I really like this theme, I must say.
Oh, the theme
right?
is pretty great, yeah.
So the idea is every round you start with 3 cards in your hand. And you can see that the colored side here is the face-up side, and you're ultimately going to want to have as many portraits as you can turn face-up with the colored side facing up, because those are the ones that are going to score at the end of the game. Yes, you're trying to make the best, dedication to all of your relatives.
Of course.
Here. On the other side, and as you can see with our drafting board, you have the black and white images, though you can see a few different pieces of information.
See how they look more faded, and then when you flip them, they become more colorful.
Exactly. So it's almost like they have the drawings, the Day of the Dead, if you will, the painted faces and stuff like that. So you have in the background, kind of muted, is a particular color. Those correspond to the shape that is around the icon that is at the top of each card. And then towards the bottom of the card are 2 things. Number 1, it shows you what these cards want or don't want around them, because that's what you're thinking of, surrounding the cards, as well as the unlit candle, because what you want to do is, of course, when you flip these over, and you can see that the candle is lit, and that's what you want, the nice colored version of the person. Now, the nice thing about this is you can see some of the information even on the draw pile, and you can see what other people have as well in their hand. And I should say that the number of cards that is in the pack is changes depending upon the number of players. So we've eliminated the 3+ and the 4+ cards. So this deck, though not all of them are going to come out in a 2-player game, this deck is for the 2-player, and so most of them will be there. We also have in the blue bag the tokens for the candles that you're going to use to light, as well as...
And we have marigolds in this bag.
Exactly. So on your turn, you're going to do 3 things mandatory. You are going to, number 1, draft one of the cards that is here, possibly drafting one of the candles that is here as well, then refilling the board, then placing one of the now 4 cards that you have in your hand anywhere in your tableau. Okay? again, the options here are key because the leftmost card is going to be free for you. But then if you wanted to, say I really wanted this card, the third card in, I would have to put a marigold, I'd have to have them, of course, on each of the cards before that for me to take this card. Also...
So you could end up with a bunch of these on here, right?
Yes.
Right.
And then this candle here is free if taking the set. But I could take this card and say, man, I actually really want this candle. I have to put another one on the one that's associated with it. Everything will then slide down, etc., etc., okay? So what are you trying to do? Well, you have these cards. And Shelley, why don't you show your cards so you can talk about the things that are on there?
Well, so my cards are interesting. My card says here that my person wants to have 2 blues around it.
So this would be an example of at least 2 blue cards around it.
Or this one wants to have at least 2 of the those paper that with all the cutouts on it.
The decorative colored paper. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that one's a rectangle, and this one says it wants to be around 2 pink. You're not going to be able to accomplish all these, by the way.
Right.
But you're trying to.
Yeah. Mine are a little different. Yeah. This one says it doesn't want any pink or blue cards around it. This one says every card around it has to either have the candle icon, which we started calling a glass of milk, or a pink. So it either have to be a pink card or a candle icon.
If you have one that doesn't fit that, you can't score it.
And this one has that it has to have the paper cutout or green for all the cards around that. And what are we talking about when we saying the cards around it? Yeah. Well, if I've got my board here, I can place, again, anywhere in these 4 corners. When I place on that would give me another marigold, draw a marigold out of the thing. To place in these center ones, it costs me a marigold. So I have to have a marigold to be able to spend. Say I wanted to place this card. Okay, and this is saying it wants the green cards or the cards around it has to be green or with the paper cutout.
Sure.
So I could place here, right? And if I do that, what are we talking about for cards that have to be around it? Well, it would be anything that is at least partially touching orthogonally. So these 2 spots would have to be either green or the paper cutout. So for example, this right here, that's a green card. We'd be okay. This right here, that's a paper cutout, even though it's blue. So this card is going to be fine. As soon as you have cards surrounded that work that way, the card that is completely surrounded, so this one here, is going to be flipped, and it's going to score better at the end of the game. In fact, it's going to score period at the end of the game. Yeah. The other thing that happens is when either the marigold spots, those are the ones that are kind of funky shaped, or the circular spots with the candle are surrounded, well, you must fill those immediately. And remember, I was showing that you must draft a card. You can, though you don't have to, draft one of the candles, spending a marigold if it's not the one that's connected to your card. So for example, maybe I had this particular candle, okay, which says that at the end of the game or at some point during the game, I have to have at least 2 pink and at least 2 orange cards somewhere on my tableau. Well, I'm going to put that in here as soon as it's completed. Well, I already have 1 pink card.
So now you have something to work towards,
exactly, a goal that I'm trying to attain as I go. But this has to go in as soon as something that its spot is surrounded, just like cards get flipped as soon as they are completely surrounded. This card here, to be surrounded, is going to have cards here, 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 and here. So,
and what does it want?
It does not want pink or blue. So I already have a blue and I already have a pink. So this is not going to turn over. Right. Exactly.
Which is going to happen for you, no problem.
Exactly. Yeah. This one wanted pink and the candle. This one is not pink and not candle. So this was not a great setup.
No.
It was just so that I could show you when this would get flipped.
And you may end up doing that because you're going to have ones that won't flip for sure.
Exactly. So you're going to go through and you're going to play either a card every time to your tableau, or you can play a card off to the side, meaning you're not going to fill a spot in your tableau somewhere, but that will give you 3 marigolds, which might be really important, but don't do it. It's going to hurt your score.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't
really,
do that.
Really big time.
I mean, notice that if you're doing some of these middle ones here, if you do this one, you have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would need to be correctly associated with that in order to flip it. So that would be a very challenging one to flip because of that. And also notice there's these few that have these gold like picture frame albums around it here. And if you accomplish the card that you put here, you get double the points. So those are kind of important ones here, here, and here. If you can do them, you want to. But notice too, if you do say this one and you get double points, it's only going to be for 2 cards anyway.
Exactly. Whereas this one is for 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and this one is for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So that's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, so that's something you're definitely looking at. There's also some end game scoring opportunities too. The things
we'll
that
talk
you're
about those.
about
And just that I'll bring up the advance. Okay. So say the game had ended. This if my board were filled.
Right.
What I'm going to do is first of all I'm going to take my score sheet. Where did I put the score sheet? Everybody gets a score sheet that corresponds, as you can see, to the tableau. And you are going to look at your tableau, and any card that didn't get flipped is going to be worth 0. So you're going to put a 0 in that particular spot. Right. Any card that is flipped, you're going to score. And what is the score? Well, for the cards themselves, if they have been flipped over and have a lit candle, it's going to be 2 points for each portrait that is lit, and 1 point for unlit ones. So for example, this one is lit. It's going to score. It's going to score 2 points for the portraits which are not lit. Yep. And it's also going to be double because of the gold frame. So this one's going to be 1, 2, 4 points for this particular one. Mm-hmm. Not a great score, I'm just going to say, but at least it did score.
Yeah.
This one here is going to be, let's just say, these got filled in, okay? Mm-hmm. This one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. Yeah.
So that's a better one because, of course, it's surrounded by more things.
But you had to work really hard for that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
If you get the stuff on your candles flipped, for the candles...
That means you've accomplished it. And it could have happened during the game or at the end of the game.
Exactly, and you can check that at any time. It's not like, sure. You didn't flip it when you accomplished it, so you don't get it.
No, that's fine.
Every candle that gets flipped is going to get 2 points for lit portraits.
The ones that have been
so in this
over,
case, this is going to be worth 2 points. This one is also going to be worth 2 points because it's just the 3 that are around it.
Right.
And the marigolds are going to be worth 1 point for any lit portrait that is around it. So this one is going to be worth 1 point. So you go through and do that scoring.
And it may be that you don't have everything lit.
Right.
Because they can be unlit, meaning you didn't accomplish them.
Right.
Or you put, since you have to put these on once you surround them.
As soon as you just surround it, yes.
So you can't add these at the end and say, I need to use these for picking up cards. No, if you're going to put it on, you have to put it on as soon as you put your pieces around it.
Exactly. And so, the various scoring things, this one is, you have 4 of that particular symbol on cards.
This one you have to compare with other players.
Yeah, this one is an endgame one. Yeah, you have at least the same or the most of the little piñata parachute-y thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. You can then add in advanced scoring. There are 3 different types. So there's ones that are associated with the symbols on cards, ones that are associated with the colors of cards, and ones that are associated with a pattern on your tableau. So for example, you could have, let's do this one. Yeah, you could have the first person to make this shape in their tableau is going to score the most points. In a 2-player game, it's 7, then 3 points. Okay, in a or it's you have 3 or more of a particular color, or 3 or more of a particular symbol. Okay?
So sometimes you're pulling your cards for that reason, because you notice you've already messed up a card.
Right.
You're not going to be able to accomplish it.
Right.
Or you're thinking, well, it's close to the end, and I just want to try to get those points, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that is Ofrenda. So, as I always ask at this time, what do you think of this one, hon?
I think it's so great. It's so much fun. I mean, this game it's so hard.
It is a brain burner. Because of the, you're trying to, if I play this card, then that's going to mess up this card. And then, but I only have this one to draft. But at least, you usually have, choices of 4 every time to possibly put into your tableau.
But you're going to be making ones that don't work for you, because you're going to have to be taking the freebies over here because you don't have any marigolds to take the ones you do want.
Yes,
or you see, what color's coming up. Or what symbol's coming up. Maybe you need that symbol, but you're going to have to
wait a couple rounds to get
to
that.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, I had one game where it was like the candle symbol was at the top of the deck, like 3 turns before the end. And I'm like, okay, I've got to have it. And it got there, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any marigolds. I've got to make it so that, I got to have it. And then I looked over, and Shelley didn't have any marigolds, so she wasn't going to be able to take it. So I was going to be able to take it the next round. I'm like, woohoo! And that meant that I, scored like 8 more points. And I was like, And that situation where you're working at, and then you also have the angst, and sometimes the frustration. You're like, I can't do anything. I really like this.
Oh, no, I think it's so much fun, because you're deciding, should I take the freebie? And oftentimes you're going to take the freebie because, it's free.
Yeah, of course.
But you need certain ones.
True.
If it's like, well, I'm never going to get 4 of these berries.
Right.
Why would I take the freebie then? I have to.
So you got to pay for the marigold to try and get those.
Or maybe
points,
you have to put a card in the spot on your board to get a marigold.
Right. Yes, because those are in the corners, right?
Yeah, so that you could actually take that.
And I must say, this is a really unique theme.
It's really unique, yeah. I think it's great.
And I think it really works for exactly what it's trying to accomplish. You are trying to create the best display to honor your relatives, and you really do feel like you're trying to. Yeah, it's almost like in some ways a good version of. Where do we put these people at the right tables at the wedding? It's like, oh man, Uncle Ian is not going to be happy over there. We got to make sure, that he's got these people and doesn't have any of those people around there.
Yeah, so, because each of these people wants something specific, that maybe things that they're passionate about or something like that around
or
them.
they definitely don't want it, right? I really enjoyed this. I liked this even more than I expected to.
Yeah, I do too.
And
it's so great.
Yeah, okay. So, really solid stuff. Yeah. Orlando Saw did Porto as well, and a couple of others. Right. But this one's worth tracking down. It is here, readily available domestically. So again, check out Ofrenda from Orlando Saw and Andre Santos from Osprey Games. 1 to 4 players. Plays in about 60 minutes. And there is a little bit of that, angsty, I'm not sure what to do situation.
You're going to play card. You're going to go, I'm going to kill this. I'm going to kill that. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to kill that. Okay.
Got to make the best of the situation.
I'm going to do that and hope that I can get something of what's coming up next. And
good stuff.
Very, very fun.
All right.
Game.
Before we go, 2 things. Number 1, I want to remind everybody to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell. And head down to the show notes. You can support the podcast directly at patreon.com/Garrett's Games, or check out the extensive list of games that no longer fit on our shelves but belong on your table.
For sure.
Now, along with that, I just wanted to throw this out because Gen Con is right around the corner. And we got... Amigo sent us all of these card games, which we're going to be talking about on the podcast and doing some videos on. But they are going to be coming out here at Gen Con and then into Essen. And so we've got like matchsticks. These are all from Piatnik, which is was a German or Austrian only publisher, and now Amigo is doing theirs. So we've got matchsticks, we've got Jinx, we've got zucchini. Animals in bikinis.
Oh.
Boo to the goose.
Oh.
All right. Double donkey. And zero hero. We're always, when we head to Essen, are looking for these little card games that we always pop into, into another game because they're easy to bring home. And more often than not, we find some really good stuff.
We've had some fun
I'm
games,
really excited to see that these are coming over domestically.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to talk to you guys about them. So tune in this weekend and then for the next couple of weeks. And if you're going to Gen Con, these would be a great thing to check out
definitely.
at the Amiga booth. So thanks, guys, for checking out our stuff. We hope you go and check out Ofrenda and have a great time at Gen Con, or at the very least, tune in and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.